5 years ago, this is what my whole backyard looked like. We're in July right now, and it just looks desolate. But I did my homework, I put the right system in, and I'll show you what it looks like now. In just 5 years, this place has completely transformed. It's now a food forest. I'm gonna go through and show you guys some of the production. We got the bees working hard on the echinacea today, and all the fruit's starting to swell in the food forest. A lot of the annuals coming through really nicely. Tomatoes look beautiful. Let me take you guys inside. The persimmon tree looks like it's doing well, but it looks like it has a little bit of some fungus kind of damage, I guess because the humidity's so high. But the fruit looks really good, which is the important part. The asparagus patch, the new one we put in, looks excellent. Next year there's going to be such a huge producer of asparagus for us. And this pear tree over here, its fruit is fattening up. I love these ones, the Chijuro pear. I'm not sure if we're going to get any Shinseki this year off this one. It looks like mostly Chijuro. But this also is suffering from a little rust. When you do it organic, there's always going to be a little something until you can get your soil really healthy. Every year we get, our trees are healthier and we get more production out of them because our soil gets better, but it's about building healthy soil too. We don't want to use any sprays or do anything. We're not willing to compromise. These cucumbers are looking beautiful. Got them really growing up the fence this year. These should be in heavy production soon. Come through here and wood chip underneath. Give it that thick mulch. Help holding that moisture. So important if you want good healthy production. And we've got these tomatoes over here. Got some grape looking tomatoes. These might be Juliet. I planted a number of those. More cucumbers back here. Suffering a little bit from the heat, but they'll be okay. Yeah, some of these pears over here are getting fat. Can't wait to eat that one. Oh, there are some Shinseki, but they look like they're getting a little splitting damage. I'll have to take that one off. But hopefully we get a couple Shinseki. The other Shinseki tree looks really good. This tree should be a good producer for us next year. This hazelnut. The other one's got some fruit on it. I'll show you what those look like. This is the smaller one of the two hazelnut trees that I have. I didn't think this one had fruit on it because a lot of its catkins got killed in the frost. But the more I come through, the more I see the fruit on it. It's got a good amount. It just hides it real well. Kind of hard to find them sometimes unless you lift up the leaves. And you'll see ones. Here's some cluster of them there. There's another cluster right here. So right behind me here, we've got some annuals that are starting to really do well. Eggplant there, some pepper, tomatoes, and there's all potatoes here too, ready to be harvested. They'll stay for a couple weeks though. Maybe I'll do a video about harvesting those for you guys. And the grapes are doing well along the greenhouse. The strawberries over here are starting to ripen up, so different timing. We're almost getting strawberries like constantly, consistently here with all the different varieties we have and the timing. This one looks pretty good. Not great, but looks pretty good. Good flavor. Got some ground cherries over here. Never had those before, so those will be fun to try. It's got a couple on it. And these grapes over here, doing well. Some volunteer sunflowers are always fun. Got some big volunteer sunflowers in the front, but that one looks nice. Beautiful. And this apple tree is still holding some apples. I'm going to come through and prune this one heavy so I can get light on the apples. If you guys saw the last video, I came through and pruned a lot of the peaches, and a lot of them are looking way better. I'm going to have to show you them. So I'm going to be doing the same thing with the apples and stuff. I mean, they've got some marks and stuff, but that's what happens when you do organic. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be so healthy, so natural. That's what I'm looking for. And these tomatoes behind it, man, these tomatoes are doing great here. Look at the size of this one. This is going to be a real productive plant, it looks like. The sets on them look beautiful. Real nice. And over here too, these beefsteaks, this is a soldaki. I can tell by the potato leaf shaped tomato. Look at the size of those leaves too. But look at that, ooh.
People say it just doesn't matter, but the closer I get, I'm giving in. I can't escape, yeah, what a shame. And listen to me just for a minute. See, I could be quick, no gimmick, yeah. I've got a plan, we should live it.
Those look like those are going to be delicious too. Basil behind it's doing well. Always coming through and picking off the heads once they start flowering. This will encourage more heads to pop out and grow through. It'll bush out your basil. Save that for the end of the season. And look at these. Can't wait to eat those pears. We came through here and we re-wood chipped this area and just chose some things we wanted to keep. Like we've got these carrots here. We'll come through and harvest these carrots later or at a different time. We like getting them when they're young and eating them when they're small and sweet and cooking them up like that or eating them raw. Maybe I'll plug a picture in at some point here. And this kale here is doing well after we came through and wood chipped around it. Love to have this fresh, delicious kale. So good. These cucumbers back here are doing real well. They're a pickling cucumber, so they've got a lot of blossoms on it. Should be a heavy producer. Can't wait to make some pickles. And here we've got some more cucumbers, and on the other side, some ripe blackberries. I'm growing those in the chicken pen with my chicken-proof planting. I showed that in a video, but those blackberries, oh, so good. And right below me here, zucchini coming up underneath that tree. So we've done this many times in the food forest. We love it. One of our styles for planting. I'll have to show you guys that in a video too, because this is how we grow great zucchini and all that kind of stuff right in the food forest, and also use it as a living mulch. And you can see right on this apple tree, there's a cucumber trellising right up it. Cucumber has a little heat stress, but it'll be okay. Tomatoes over here, looking real healthy, loving the heat. This currant looks okay, looks like it's doing all right. Pepper is doing real well back here. Look at all the blossoms on this one. Again, a little heat stress. Looks like it needs a little water. Tomatoes though, this one's just smiling. Looking so happy. And this one back here is really just throwing its arms everywhere. I'm letting this one go, just sprawl and go wild. I can see some tomatoes back there. I'll come back and visit them when they're ripe. And over here, I can see some cucumbers. Yeah, this got some cucumbers on it. Nice one there. A couple up there. Another one up there. So there's a couple plants here. This is that one that's trellising up the tree. I'll bring this one inside for tonight. Here's one of the peach trees that I pruned really heavily recently. I showed you guys in the last video how much I had pruned it, and look at the difference it's made. The color of these peaches. The ones that are getting the sun, they're getting that beautiful blush on it. They look so much healthier than the ones that are in the dark. Like this is what it was looking like when it was in dark. It's getting that mold on it there. That was wrong. We should have came through and pruned earlier. So I'm going to come through and prune even more, because that blush, that color right there, that's just letting me know these peaches need to hit the sun. All of them. I've got way too many on here that are not getting enough light, so I'm going to come through and prune even more. The blackberries over here are looking great. The fruit's starting to ripen. There might be a few ripe ones, let me check. We pruned this one pretty heavy too. This way we get big, delicious, juicy fruit instead of just a bunch of small ones. But still needs a little bit of time. And this one over here, let me see if that's right. Nah, still a little hard. Should be a lot of fruit though, look at all that. Can't wait to eat them all. I love blackberries. We're getting berries like constantly now. Once they start producing, we're getting them throughout all the growing season. These ones are flowering now too, the yellow ones. And the grapes in the back. And we've got all the pots underneath here too. This is a really good one. This is the holy basil. The smell on this is just incredible. I love it. The blueberries are starting to finish up, at least this variety. Some of them are still good. And the black raspberries are starting to really grow all their lateral branches now, since I pruned it. That encourages lateral growth right here. And that's where we're going to get all the fruit from, on the laterals. That's where I cut it right there. And the Shinseki Pear is still doing real well. And this one looks so much better than the other Shinseki Pear tree in there. Doesn't have any split ones or anything. So we should get a nice little harvest off this pear tree. It's got a number of them. And here's a purple sunflower that just self-seeded, came up on its own. Looks like we've got a spider hanging out on it too. Pretty cool. Always good to have in the garden. And some of the grapes along here doing well. On the fence line, and the elderberry. It's got a lot of blossoms this year. Should get a good amount of elderberries. I think this is the sky blue variety. And this apple tree over here, this one is just an excellent tree. This is one of our favorite trees. I always say it, but it's just doing so well. Looks like my buddy found some cucumbers. I didn't even know they were ripe yet. There's a couple of them hiding in here. Here's a nice one, big one, and a nice one back here too. That one's nice, ripe, ready to go. Hopefully by next week, some of the tomatoes will be ripening and we'll be overloaded with cucumbers. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next one.